Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Saturday, 5th of October, 2024. So, synoptic situation, and this was as of midnight last night. That high pressure um, centered out to the east of us is still holding back this low pressure area that's winding its way up. I believe one of these is the remnants of Hurricane Haiti or something like that, that is due to hit us middle of next week, I think. Although it's obviously been declassed now because there was a little hurricane symbol on the synoptic yesterday. But you can see there's quite a messy situation. But anyway, that's to the west of us and been held off currently by this high pressure system. If I run that through to midday today, you can see the low pressure is advancing, but not as far as us. But we're going to be left in a fairly stiff southerly flow over the country today. High pressure influence, so there will be some thermal activity. Maybe not as high as we'd like. I think the inversion may be holding stuff down a little bit lower today, but there will be some thermic activity a little bit later on. I think our main problem today is going to be the wind direction and the strength. Okay, so spot winds are giving us about a 180 at 25 knots at height, and that actually goes all the way down to the ground at about 170, 12, 14, gusting 22. If I look at just throw windy up temporarily, you can see at the middle of the afternoon, it's a 12 knot directly southerly, and there's gusts of about 22, 24 on that. You see the cloud radar is indicating all this bad weather clearly to the west of us. Interesting, some residual upper cloud just being dragged in off the sea there. That's probably going to be there for a couple of hours, but it's thinning it's thinning out quite quickly. And if I run the rain radar, as you'd expect, there's nothing at all affecting our country today. All bad weather's out to the west. And if I run through the predicted rain forecast for the day, pretty well we're clear all over here or where we are, and all the excitement's happening over Ireland. So run that all the way through, and you can see it's getting very excitable out there in the middle of the afternoon, but we're going to be good here. So if I just briefly run that through to tomorrow, you can see that that bad weather is going to be over us pretty well most of the day tomorrow. Okay, local forecast then is giving us reasonable, sunshine and clouds throughout the day, which you'd expect with a high pressure area. The biggest issue here, really, and I've highlighted, are the gusts of 24 knots on the ground, and the wind is southeasterly. 10 to 12 knots pretty well throughout the day. Maximum temperature is going to be about 15. It's going to feel very cold today, so make sure you are dressed up suitably. Visibility is going to be very, very good. GFS is giving us a max temperature today of 16 degrees possible with a dew point down at 8. And the latest picture outside the window, as you can see, is this upper cloud here is the stuff that you could just see being dragged in, but we've got a fairly steady southerly flow over the airfield. Actual temperature on the airfield at the moment, 10 degrees, dew point down at 8, and the southeasterly winds, and you can see the temperature dew point are starting to rise nicely. Dave has given no prediction for today, and if we look at Oleum, so this was 32 minutes ago, 6 knots from the southeast. If it's 10k or more, their TAF is not valid at weekends. And if you go to Farnborough, talking about variable directions at the moment, but becoming scattered at 3,500 feet. Yeah, so we may get thermals about 3,500 feet and 10k or more visibility. Top Meteo is giving a small area that may be able to do a little bit of cross country in. But if I run through the thermal prediction for the day, this is running through now. So by around about 11 o'clock, there should be some cumulus popping here to about 2,700 feet thereabouts. And maximum height we're going to get really around here is about 3,233 thermal height. With cumulus, and then from about 1 o'clock onwards, it starts to blow out very, very rapidly. Okay, and you may be able to get 3.8, 3.7, 3.8, something like that, if you're out to the north a little bit. Sky Sight is giving not quite as optimistic. It's giving a very similar area again where we may be able to get a few 200 odd K in there, thereabouts. but the actual point forecast is indicating thermals to around about 3,000 foot for a short period of the day. This interesting, this low cloud. Interesting what because we haven't got that here at the moment, so it's interesting why they're forecasting that. It's a bit like yesterday they had mist, but we haven't got any mist or fog in the area. But it's giving a short window, maybe to about 3,000 feet locally. The winds are pretty well 180 all of the day, 13 knots thereabouts, with gusts at 18 they're indicating. Okay, no TAMs, very few today. The usual Barton Stacey, Uphaven telephone change, and Otmore. So operationally today is going to be slightly awkward. So here's a cross section. So we're going to get Q, start the Q, few, to about 3,000 feet, 2 knot air mass thermals thereabouts. Winds 15012, gusting 18, gusting 22 around about 3 o'clock this afternoon. But otherwise fairly settled and dry, but breezy. We have a jet movement today, but it's not going to be till 6:30 this evening. So it's heavy coming in 6:30 this evening, 737. It's going to be a pleasant sunny day. Thermals from around about 11, but only until about 4. Cloud base may make 3-5 if you're lucky. Maybe if you do get away and go further north, you might even make 4,000, but that'll be about it today. Wind south-southeasterly on the surface all day with gusts to 22 knots, and we're going to set up on runway 16. So we've got 4 K21s, 3 K13s available all day, 2 K21s on the booking system with Jeff Clark and Dave Williams, K13 on trial flights all day with Graham McKinney. K21 and a K13 are being used for the youth group. The youth group that used to operate on Saturday evenings, now the nights have drawn in, are going to be operating Saturday afternoon. So they'll have a K21 and a K13 allocated. Imperial College, you've got a guest event on today. They're having one of our K13s. So for those you can count, 1, 2, 3 K13s are all going to have to go out today, even though one of them's pretty well buried in the back of the hangar. All 3 K13s have got to come out. 4 SH2 and 775 are at our Boyne. They're going to be away for 3 weeks. Discus SH3 and Baby Gob SH8 are available all day. SH6 is booked. Remaining gliders available for the casual list. Tim Graham and Jeff Clark in the afternoon are available for instructing on the casual list, so they'll have a K21 available, I think, because the K13s will all be used for other people. Remind about the buggies, please be careful today. We're going to have lots of inexperienced new people around, so please keep your eye out for them, and no buggy driving for them. And so here's a look at the list. Dave Williams and Jeff Clark on the booked list. The aerobatics course was cancelled yesterday. It's going to be very turbulent, low down, and we're on a difficult run for them. So they actually scrapped that yesterday. So there'll be no aerobatics course today. 3 gliders up at our Boyne and other gliders as required. Casual list, Jeff Clark's available, Tim Graham all day, which is good, thank you. There's a discus conversion down here for Thomas. Come and see me, Thomas. I don't think that's going to happen today. And Mark Yeadon has got requesting an instructor this afternoon. So then operating on 16, difficult run. All the landings are going to be well into the field. Winch will be on the east, launch point on the eastern side, winch down the far end, and Eritos will do on the western side. Okay, right. It's going to be a busy day today, so let's get out and get ready. I'll take the launch point vehicle out now and see you out there later. Bye.